Congratulations on being selected to complete this Imaging On Demand inspection. If you haven't completed imaging operator training, please contact our support and operations team. This video will go over very important information to help you have a successful inspection. All Imaging On Demand inspections will consist of an automated drone scan. Most will be followed by a supplemental flight where you'll capture a list of specific photos. In some cases, the inspection will require you to capture a list of photos of the property from the ground. Please remember that all of this needs to be done in imaging. The first part of the inspection will be the automated drone scan. This scan will consist of the following phases. First, the drone will ascend to a height to capture the entirety of the structure in one photo. This is the full subject photo. Second, the drone will perform a lawnmower pattern above the roof. During this phase, the drone will need to fly above anything in its path. Once the lawnmower pattern is completed, the drone will initiate an automated return to home sequence. At this point, the photos will begin transferring and your live camera feed will stop. If you prepared ahead of time, the scan will go off without a hitch. Here are a few things you'll want to do to be prepped. Prior to performing the scan, you'll want to review the flight plan and make any necessary adjustments. Check the perimeter of the scan and the lawnmower pattern, and ensure that the flight plan is created for the correct structure. Check to ensure that the appropriate safe flying heights are set. Pay close attention to ensure that the minimum safe height is far above any trees or obstacles that the drone will need to fly over. If you need to change the perimeter of the scan or edit the flying heights, you can do so by tapping the pencil button. Make sure that you have a takeoff and landing area free of trees above and with adequate space around you. Once you've done all this, go through the pre-flight checklist and begin the scan. Remember, if you need to stop the drone at any point during the scan, you can do so by tapping pause. The pause menu includes features to help you perform a safe flight. One thing we want you to be familiar with is that you can adjust the minimum safe height during the flight. You'll use this if you suspect that you underestimated the height of an obstacle, like a tree, and are worried about flying into it. After you've completed the automated drone scan and imaging has transferred the photos to your mobile device, it's time for you to perform the supplemental flight. To do this, you'll click on the automated drone scan you recently completed and tap Relaunch. Upon takeoff, the drone will rise and hover off the ground, and you'll be in control. We need 100% coverage of the roof at no more than 12 feet away. Please note that the camera is perpendicular to the slope of the roof and that we need you to capture overlapping photos, both left and right and top to bottom of the facets. This is an example of the type of photo we're looking for. On most roofs with composite shingles, if you have about 20 rows of shingles filling your viewfinder, you are at the right height. Here are a few bad examples. In these examples, the camera is not perpendicular to the roof, the photo is blurry, which is often a product of moving too fast across the roof, they are too far away, or they are of the wrong angle of the roof. If you're inspecting a roof with composite shingles, the shingle overlay feature will help you estimate distance from the roof. Select your desired distance from the roof, then line up the guides with the shingles. Remember, the camera needs to be perpendicular to the roof. We recommend following this type of flight pattern for each facet, with each photo overlapping the area of the previous one taken. This will help ensure that we get 100% coverage. There may be some cases where you can't be perpendicular to the roof due to trees or other obstacles. If this happens, do your best to get as many photos of the facet as close as you can. As you're capturing photos, it's probably helpful to remember that we're using these photos to determine whether or not there is damage on the roof. Let's go over the close-up photos that you need. These should all be taken from 4 to 5 feet away from the roof. You'll need to get at least one close-up photo of each roof facet. Please get a photo of anything you suspect to be damaged. We need photos of any roof vents, chimneys, satellite dishes, pipe jacks, etc. And remember, we're especially interested in documenting any potential damage. If there are any second-story windows, please get a photo of them. We want these preferably within 10 feet with the camera looking directly at the window. Lastly, we need to be able to see how thick the shingles are. Please be sure to capture a shingle profile photo. Once you've got all the necessary photos, you can bring the drone back, land it, and let imaging transfer the photos to your mobile device. Some Imaging on Demand inspections include a list of photos we need to capture from the ground, and these photos will be used to assess other damage on the property. You'll capture different types of photos for each side of the property. Generally, you'll start at the front of the property and work your way around counterclockwise. As you're going through the inspect list, please read the instructions carefully, and please pay close attention to the way that the photos are organized. Albums are organized by area of the home, like front, right, rear, and left. Categories are organized by the type of photo, like gutters or windows. We need to make sure that the gutter photos for the rear of the property aren't included in the gutter photos for the front of the property, and likewise for all categories and albums. Photo quality is very important. We want to avoid blurry, washed out, or inadvertently covered photos. If you see anything that you suspect is damage, please capture a photo of it. Our inspections always go smoother when pilots plan ahead. Here are some things you can do to be prepared. Open the job in the Imaging app, review the flight plan and any notes on the job. Make sure to plan your route, check for traffic, review airspace, get approvals if necessary, and check for weather. If we need to reschedule a job, please reach out to our team immediately. You'll need either a Phantom 4 Pro or a Mavic 2 Pro for this inspection. Make sure to do a safety check on your drone and remember that you need to be in P mode. You'll need at least 2 batteries on site, but we recommend having more if you have them. Don't forget to charge your batteries, remote controller, and mobile device ahead of time. Remember that imaging is supported on certain iOS devices. LTE connection is required and smart controllers are not supported. Lastly, be sure that you're operating on the latest version of imaging. When you get on site, please conduct yourself with the highest levels of professionalism. The first thing you'll want to do is verify that you're at the right address and get a job site photo. A photo of the front of the home or property will do just fine. Before flying, you'll be required to fill out the homeowner authorization form. You can either have the homeowner sign the authorization, or in circumstances where the homeowner isn't available to sign, you can document that you have verbal authorization. In some cases, you should consider informing the neighbors that you'll be flying a drone above their property as well. At this point, you should be ready to start your inspection.